My name is Samantha Mullaney, and this presentation will explore the relationship of the U.S. and Europe in the 21st century. My research question is, has the relationship between the U.S. and Europe improved or dispersed throughout the 21st century? And how has the connection affected them politically and economically? First, to understand how the relationship has changed, we must first know the earlier stages. As early as World War I, Europe and the United States have cooperated together and worked closely as allies. However, formal relations were not formed until 1990 with the Transatlantic Declaration. As formal allies, both the United States and the European Union wanted to solidify their agreement with each other. By doing so, the new Transatlantic Agenda of 1995 was created to give the two powers common goals to work with. These main goals include keeping worldwide peace, working together to solve global challenges, expanding the world trade industry, and building bridges across the Atlantic to better relate with the foreign counterpart. They also work towards smaller goals like linking their like-minded governments as well as enforcing the goals to Parliament, the House, and the Senate. The Transatlantic Economic Council, founded in 2007, was the key idea to connect the United States and Europe, while also improving competitiveness to allow both powers a chance to thrive in their investment opportunities. For this reason, the Transatlantic Economic Council has become the best and largest bilateral trade partnership in the world. Together, the U.S. and Europe exchange 31% of the world's trade and create 49% of the world's gross domestic product. The high percentages of trade and GDPs have aided the two powers in greatly boosting the power of their economy. The TEC has also worked to link the two governments together since both the U.S. Cabinet and the European Commission work closely to manage the trade between the two powers. This chart displays the trade between the U.S. and EU in 2012. Each spend hundreds of billions of dollars a year on trade, finances, royalties, and more that are exchanged between both sides of the Atlantic. A strong relationship, whether it be between two people or two enormous and global superpowers, can only stay healthy if there is constant communication. Without that, issues and disagreements are not being fixed and no progress can be made in their common goals. In the case of the Transatlantic Agreement, Europe and the United States meet annually to do just that. The most recent summit took place in Brussels, Belgium on March 26, 2014. The location does change between Europe and the United States, so past summits have taken place in Washington, D.C. At the 2014 summit, the main issue on most leaders' minds was of economic recovery. The biggest progress to help improve economies of both states have come from the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, or TTIP, which was first talked about in 2013. However, it was officialized at the 2014 EU-US Summit. The Trade and Investment Partnership reaffirms the already strong relationship with the European Union and the United States by increasing the investment and dedication that each have for the other. With the increasement of trade and investment, the TTIP is said to have created 13 million new jobs between the US and EU. As the TTIP has been in effect for over a year, this has shown to be the real unifying factor between the United States and Europe. Besides economy, the summit also focused on the ever-dire need to find a solution to climate change as well as the need of foreign security, specifically the protection of Ukraine from the possibility of war with Russia. Although the U.S. and Europe have ideal economic relations, political unity is a totally different story. As a matter of fact, there is not much unity at all. As security and surveillance programs like the NSA continue to catch the eye of citizens in the United States, they have also caught the attention of people in other countries, including countries in Europe. Because of this security concern, Europe has refused to share much political information with the United States whatsoever for the fear that the U.S. will use that confidential material against them in future disputes. With these two superpowers working together, there are bound to be constant disagreements that may strain the relations that the U.S. and EU share. While the United States and Europe have great ideas and goals to obtain, some countries claim they are just that, ideas. They criticize the transatlantic states because they have not done enough or had enough action towards their goals that they set 20 years ago. Peace is not being kept because for years a nuclear agreement has been discussed with Iran, and they have yet to make a decision in the process. Other countries also criticize the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, as the US and EU have promised to create millions of jobs, and yet jobs have not seen a change as a cause of this partnership. The United States and Europe have both made a mission to save Ukraine from the vast land that is Russia. However, Russia has taken a hit to their economy because of the Ukraine's protection. As oil prices continue to fluctuate, a key part of their economy also continues to lose power. Now we can return to the question that asks how the relations between the US and Europe have changed. Over the years, the economic partnerships and agreements have strengthened both the US and the EU. However, because the powers are bound to have disputes, they do have their problems within the relationship too. One of the main disagreements that is seen within the connection is sharing political information. Therefore, the political unity has definitely dispersed. However, the United States and Europe continue to communicate, cooperate, and prosper.